Hello and welcome to this week's episode of your Power Packed Podlets. My name is Rachel and I'm your host for these mini magical journeys together. These mini podcasts are for my heart-led entrepreneurs out there that you are hungry to be of service to others whilst also creating financial and time freedom for yourself. And today's topic, or this week's topic, is a really important one because we're going to be talking about facing your fears in business. And you can translate this to facing your fears in any arena of your life. Today, we're talking about understanding it through the lens of business, because this is a huge, huge piece that holds a lot of people back. And it's potentially what is keeping you smaller than you wish to be right now. So if right now you are not at the income level you wish to be at the time freedom level you wish to be at the confidence in what you do, in your business running in the way that you want it to, if you're not currently in that place, and you find that reaching that place is going really slowly, even though you're potentially working really hard, you're working really long hours, you're super focused on your business, and you're still not getting the results that you want, I have a funny feeling. I'm not going to put a percentage on this because that would be complete guesswork. There is a huge chance that what is holding you back is not facing your fears. Because the people that you see out there growing really fast and getting results that don't seem to make sense is because they are not avoiding their fears. Because a huge part of this journey in business and growth is courage, is foundational. And you will have heard this thrown around, and you're going to experience it directly, like a visceral, embodied experience in your business journey. If you grow at all, you will experience this in your business journey. That courage is not that fear does not exist. Courage is feeling the fear and moving forwards anyway. It is leading yourself even though you're afraid. Maybe your hands are trembling, your voice is trembling, your body is trembling, and you're doing the stuff anyway. For some of you, it's speaking publicly, it's going onto stages, it's saying really vulnerable things in social media posts, it's serving a level of client you've never served before, holding space at a level you never have before. It's selling yourself confidently on a regular basis. There are many ways that requires that you face fears, is getting into rooms where everybody else in that room is at another level than you. And because you're in that space, having those conversations, potentially feeling small in their presence because stories can come up, and choosing to be there anyway because you know in that room it's going to help you calibrate to another level. In those conversations, you're going to learn things you don't know, and so you choose to be there. These moments can bring your fears up. So remember these words when you're holding back from doing something that scares you. Maybe it's going on a podcast and it's speaking about what you do, and it's feeling as though you don't know what to say, and you choose to do it anyway because this is the thing we've lost, or we can lose, from being children to becoming adults, is not needing to be perfect at something to do it anyway. Because as children, we loved the process of learning, of getting it wrong and trying again, in watching others. I'm going to come back to an analogy that I've used in a free event before, and it's the cartwheel analogy. If any of you tried to do a cartwheel when you were a kid, and you saw a friend do a cartwheel, and you looked at it and thought, that looks cool, I want to be able to do that. And so you put your hands on the floor and you threw your legs up and you did a really bad cartwheel. You didn't get it right the first time around. So you tried again and tried again and tried again. And then you watched your friend do it. And maybe you asked her or him questions. And then you'd watch other people do it. And then you'd try it again and you'd feel it in your body and you'd see what wanted to be refined and adjusted, until you managed to get your hands in the right position, your legs up straight, and then you managed to land comfortably on your feet, and you got out a really nice looking cartwheel. And we can lose this as adults, this joy of being a beginner at something and leaning into being a beginner and practicing and looking to others who know what they're doing because they've refined and they've practiced and they've become masters at what they do. They become experts at what they do. And then watching them and observing them and listening and asking questions and getting curious. Because if you're not doing this in your business where you're getting to see people who maybe it goes from the cartwheel to the cartwheel with the round off at the end, can't remember what it's called, to doing a backflip, to doing a double backflip. Are you going to learn that by being on your own in an environment where you don't get to see other people doing it? Learn the techniques, refining and practicing. It's not that the first time you go on a stage, you're going to be a master at presenting yourself publicly. You can't learn that in the bedroom, practicing your speech over and over again. You have to get on the stage and be trembling and scared and learn what it is when you don't project your voice properly, when you speak too fast, when you speak to the floor, and you gradually learn what it is to stand with confidence and project through actually doing the things, through being in the arena. Because there will be areas in your business, if you're not growing at the level you want to be growing, there are arenas in your business where you are choosing not to be in the arena because you're too afraid to be. And it's impossible outside of the arena or in the crowd, in the public, not being there in the middle, in the sand, getting your feet dirty. It's impossible to know the level of leadership required of you to be a master at what you want to be doing. The only way is by taking those big leaps and learning what it is to hold yourself whilst you're scared. That's courage. Because your business journey, when you allow it to be, is the most profound healing journey of your lifetime. When you really lean in at this level, because it brings up your fears, you learn what it is to hold yourself and back yourself and keep going, even though you're afraid. And on the other side, what is birthed is a level of belief and trust in yourself that can only be possible when you do the hard things. So how much you will grow, how successful you will become, is a huge part is how deeply you can trust money when money isn't coming in. How deeply you can trust your capacity to make it in the future and to show up in your business, assuming that that will determine how much money you make in the future. Because if you're not consistently increasing your income right now, it's because you're showing up in accordance with your current income, not with the one that you want to call in. Let me say that again. The level at which you are currently showing up is determining your future results. So if what you want is more income and you haven't been consistently growing your income, it's because you've been consistently showing up in alignment with what you're currently making. The moves that you're making, the investments that you're making, the level at which you're leading yourself, the conversations you're getting into are all in alignment with your current results. So if in 6 months, 12 months, 3 months' time, you want different results, you have to lead yourself at that level now. You don't get to be wildly successful whilst playing small. There's a dissonance. The frequency does not match. The identity doesn't match. The thought forms don't match. The level of self-leadership doesn't match. Because people that you see growing fast, and this was a massive game changer for me, that really accelerated my growth in all areas, not just in my business, in my life, was to choose to lead myself at a level that my current environment was not showing me. So I began to lead myself at a level that my current circumstance wasn't showing me. I was leading myself at a level beyond my current circumstance. And I continue to do this, looking into what I'm assuming I'm creating and leading myself from that place. making decisions from that place, even though it may include failure, getting things wrong, making investments, and in inverted commas, losing that money. There is never lost money when you know what it is to find the reason behind why you made that investment, behind why that investment is serving you. The people you see growing fast and doing incredibly well in business that come from nothing is because we don't second guess our investments. We're not waiting for the cheapest option. We're not waiting for how to do things for free. We're not saying how much can I get for free and from this place build something incredibly big. It's not how it works. There's a dissonance in identity, leadership, and frequency. I have another question for you. How powerfully are you willing to lead yourself when nobody else is looking? When the only person who is watching is you? How powerfully do you lead yourself then? Because this will determine how much you grow. And it's not about leading yourself just when it feels good. It's about leading yourself when it's really hard, when you want to give up, when you're not getting the results, when you've lost a bunch of money, when your savings are going down, when clients are ceasing to work with you, and you're sat on your own. How powerfully do you lead yourself then? Through the fear, through the tears, through the anxiety, not through push and force, through a determination and a strong heart that this is your life. This is your life, so of course you're going to fucking show up for it. You're gonna get back up again. You're gonna go again, and you're gonna go again, because you choose to live life on your own terms. There is a frequency to this. It's not about not having the hard moments. It's about not being afraid of them because you believe in yourself and your capacity to get back up. Business will bring up your fears of not being enough. Your fear around safety and certainty. Your fears around being loved. Business will do that. Money will do that. Conversations with clients will do that. It's a normal part of the journey. When you cease to resist and try to push away those experiences and you lose the fear of fear itself, then you will grow so much. You will continually rise to greater and greater heights of success when you meet your fears head on and you own them. You don't make them somebody else's. No more pretending they're not there. No more saying it's not mine, it's because of society, it's somebody else's problem, it's because of the political system right now, it's because of the governments, it's because of the wars. The moment that you cease to make the problem external and you stand up and you say, this is my life, I'm in the driving seat. If I'm afraid, it's my fear, nobody else's. Not because your father said this or your mother did that. Decide it's your fear. And you get to determine the meaning that you give it, the meaning that you give what you do in the face of it. You get to choose that story. So, this week's episode has been a really powerful one. This week's episode, I was being the voice in your ear to remind you what it takes, because this is so important to come back to. Don't get to the end of your life and look back with regret that you didn't go all in and do everything you wanted to do and be as courageous as you could have been. Don't be that person. Don't be the one who plays small, who always tries to get as much as you can with as little as possible given from your part. Be the one who gives from a full cup, because you show up for yourself, you stand up for yourself, you do the inner mastery in the inner healing work, to know what it is, to see your shadows, your patterns, your programs, your fears, your darkness, and not be ashamed of them, not feel guilty, not feel it's wrong or bad, to own your shadows. That's when you will be completely free. And versus success, prosperity will be your normal. Prosperity is about thriving in every single arena of your life, not just your business and your income. Okay, we're going to sign off with that for today. I know this will have been a really powerful one for you. Now, if you're somebody who you want me in your ear on a regular basis, you want the intimate conversations, you want the support, the direct support, you want the community of like-minded women who are also leading themselves at a whole other level. They're not going for the free stuff. They're investing like leaders with their time, their presence, their finances. They're getting the education. They're learning what it is to be successful on the inside, to also have the strategy, to learn what it is to build a successful, profitable company, and to be the CEO and the founder of an empire versus a struggling business owner. If that's what you desire, then the school is the space for you. This is the space for people who are committed. You're not just playing at business. It's not just a hobby for you. This is what you want to create your financial freedom through, your time freedom through, and this is how you want to contribute to something beyond yourself. It's not just a side hustle. You're not interested in working for someone else. You're your own boss. That's who the school is for. You may or may not have heard, we've got our 3 memberships. We're going to be focusing mainly on our certification ladies in the coming months in filling that group. This is the one you want to be asking me about, because the certification, you get everything. You get the in-person next year, so October 2026, where we meet and we go through all the 3 levels of the school. So the certification, the business, and the inner work together. You also get the VIP upgrade, where you get the most direct access to me and my support for you in the day-to-day of what comes up in your business. The closest to one-on-one you can get without investing in one-on-one. And you also get levels 1 and 2 in the school. So I invite you to lead yourself and reach out to me. Have a conversation. Doesn't mean you have to sign up, but it's about determining, being the one who chooses to do it. Don't wait for somebody to reach out to you and to sell something to you. Be the one who leads yourself and gets the information. Ask me for the brochure. Ask me about the memberships. I will be able to, from a conversation, to determine which is the best level for you to start in. And then it's up to you to lead yourself through the investment, to decide to play at that level. If you're listening all the way to the end, congratulations on having that longer attention span. It does require practice in today's world. I will connect with you again in next week's Podlet, maybe in my DMs as well.